Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. I know that mine has been very uneventful, so I'm definitely on cloud 9. Just yesterday I was speaking to one of our team members about the market situation and the craziness with the fuel prices, and it prompted me to do some research, and I ended up coming across this post from a small trucking company owner, and his post was reshared about 270,000 times. In that post, he describes the disaster of the fuel crisis and how it can have a domino effect on the whole country. Now, I will leave that post link down below in case anyone is interested in reading it, but it made me think of doing this video about optimizing your operations. In other words, protecting that bottom line. Ready? Let's go. The reality is, because of these fuel prices, many carriers cannot afford to take that $2 per mile load anymore because they will barely break even when they have hired drivers.
I see. So we're starting with the bad news today, damned Debbie Downer.
Now, before we continue with this video, let me show you a quick example on the board so you know what I'm talking about. All right, let me show you this example on the board, and I will be referencing my notes right here because I can't remember anything lately. So let's say the consumption of your truck is 6.5 miles per gallon. And this is actually very realistic because a lot of trucks are loaded extremely heavy nowadays because they're trying to fit in as many loads on one truck as possible to limit the cost of transportation. Now, an average gallon of fuel costs about $5.57. This is the average price at the pump for diesel fuel per gallon, so per gallon. So for fuel, your cost per mile for fuel is approximately 85 cents. This is your cost for the fuel because we take the gallon divided by miles per gallon, that's what you get. If you booked a load for $2, your profit is then $2 minus 85 cents per mile just for fuel. So your profit is $1.15. Now let's go further. Let's say you're hiring a driver and let's say you're paying that driver 65 cents per mile, right? This is your driver's salary. So we're going to subtract that from your profit, and that leaves you with a profit of now 50 cents per mile. Then there are payroll taxes, workers' compensation, other taxes like IFTA, Oregon, etc., tolls, maintenance, washes, insurance, truck and trailer payments, and the list goes on and on. Now, what happens if that fuel cost per mile is $1.10 per mile? Then the numbers are even worse. Or what happens if you're paying your team over 65 cents per mile? Or maybe you're also a great carrier who also pays detention and layover, which happen so much in this industry. That all takes away from your profit. So that $2 per mile load is just not enough to turn a profit because of these crazy fuel prices. The worst part is that load rates not only do not reflect the climbing diesel prices, the load rates actually went down. So what will the impact be if this continues? Well, number one, and we're already seeing this today, a lot of smaller carriers will start shutting down operations. Number two, just like Austin mentioned in his post, and this is the same post I talked about in the beginning of the video, this will start trickling down to the general public. Shelves will start being empty because certain loads are just not worth transporting. For example, being in Idaho and trying to get to California is just not worth it, even though a lot of potatoes come from Idaho. The second thing that will happen is the prices of goods will increase because at some point, transportation will become extremely expensive due to the high fuel prices. Basically, it's Armageddon, my friends. So now let's get into optimization. I have been receiving a ton of emails and some comments asking how we keep our cost per mile for fuel low. Some of you using the RTS fuel card, same as ours, are averaging $1.10 per mile for fuel, which is very high.
Here comes the I'm so good at my job, blah, blah, blah.
Actually, no, I do not possess any extraordinary powers. Unfortunately, what I do possess is the ability to foresee.
Oh my God, now she's a fortune teller.
I try to foresee the potential outcomes by making calculated projections, and that helps me plan my steps to reach a desired outcome. As they say, fail to plan, plan to fail. Anyway, enough of that, let's get into the good stuff. Going back to the emails, I was shocked to see how many of you reached out to me asking how we keep our costs per mile for fuel so low. Here I was thinking we're in big trouble. And then I found out that some of you have it even worse. It took me a while, but I think I realized the issue. When you get a fuel card, there are certain locations that give you discounts with that fuel card. And it's very tempting to think that, hey, as long as I refuel at one of those locations, I'm saving money because I'm getting a discount. That doesn't work. So let's go to my screen. So this is the RTS Pro system. RTS Pro is the provider of the fuel card that gives discounts at a bunch of different locations. And the fuel card comes with this system, which helps you find those locations. So something I realized is that a lot of people are looking for fuel at the last possible moment. This is something that I have never done, so I'm going to show you the difference it makes. So let's say you're picking up a load from Albuquerque, New Mexico, going to Atlanta, Georgia. You're driving down the 40 and right around here, Amarillo, Texas. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. I'm still not sure how to say it. Right around here, you realize that, oh crap, I need fuel. So what you do is you go here and you search for your location to see which fuel pumps are nearest to you. So you can see they're scattered all around here, but we want something that is actually on our way, right? So here are three locations: Flying J, which is $5.14, Pilot, which is $5.14, and then Toot and Totem, which is $5.14 or 15 cents. So these are the three you have to choose from. They're all around $5.14. Now what I would do is I would actually start looking for fuel when the team member or driver is heading out from Albuquerque. And let me show you the difference it makes. Now remember, next to Amarillo, the fuel price is $5.14 or 15 cents. Now instead of doing that, let's do a route and let's do Albuquerque, New Mexico. And we know that we're going to run out of fuel somewhere near Amarillo. So within about 289 miles it shows. So what I would do is I would sort by the lowest price, and I see, hey, there is the lowest fuel for $4.90. And it's right on my way in Vega. That's awesome. That's perfect. Or there is one for $5.11, which is also on my way. This is how you save on fuel. Now, the best way to pre-plan is to actually do the full route. So what you would do, since you're picking up in Albuquerque and you know that this load will deliver in Atlanta, Georgia, let's take a look at what kind of fuel prices there are on the way. Okay, there we go. I'm guessing we're going to be taking this route. So we're going to go back and sort by lowest price. So we see that in Arkansas, there is fuel for $4.80. So this is a good place to refuel. We see that there is a Casey's General Store, but it's slightly off the freeway, so maybe not great. Allsup's is the third lowest price, which we talked about. It's right between Albuquerque and Amarillo, Texas. So you can pre-plan where you're going to refuel by just taking a look at what is on your route. That way you're never stuck refueling at the last moment at a very expensive place, even with discounts. The second thing I'll mention, and I know I'm repeating myself, but this is worth repeating, know the fuel market. It will help you plan. Let's go to the map. So I know I'm repeating myself and I have shown this map before, but if you can, just keep this map in your browser so you can reference it at any time, and I'll show you why. Let's say that you booked a load from somewhere in Dallas, Texas, to somewhere in California, right? In Texas, this is the fuel price that's shown, the $4.56. That's the fuel price, not the diesel price. But if we scroll down here, you will see that the average diesel price, which is the last column, is $5.13. Now, California, on the other hand, is $6.34 for regular fuel and $6.87 for diesel. So if you book a load from Dallas, Texas, going to California, you have to refuel a couple of times on the way, most likely. Now, if you're getting close to the border from New Mexico to Arizona, right? And you know that you will have to refuel either in Arizona or in California, you will at least know that it's better to refuel in Arizona. In Arizona, the average diesel price is $5.67. In California, it's $6.87. So before you even get to California, you know that it's a good idea to refuel in Arizona because it's going to save you a ton of money that way. Now, there's also the question of IFTA taxes and so on, but we won't touch on that today. I do have a video on IFTA that I've made a while back. I will probably be remaking it, but just so you know, it will help you pre-plan. Now, of course, it's not always going to be possible. You know, if you grab a load from Northern California to Southern California, you will have to refuel in California. Then it's a matter of just finding the cheapest fuel on your way. And don't refuel at the last possible moment because you will lose a ton of money that way. The last thing I'll say about optimizing fuel is the small tricks you can use in order to reduce your consumption. Number one, try to stay away from those tight loads. The higher your average speed, the greater the consumption of fuel. Number two, limit your idling time. During idling, you're spending about a gallon of fuel per hour.
Seriously? Just for sitting there? $5 per hour, folks, right out of your pocket.
Number three, if you're just in the market for a new truck, look for one with bigger fuel tanks. This will give you the ability to stock up on cheaper fuel and make less stops. Number four, be careful with your acceleration and deceleration.
Yeah, basically don't drive like Miranda.
Being trigger happy with your pedals will cost you fuel. Number five, try to haul lighter loads. The heavier the load, the higher the fuel consumption. Finally, number six, if you can stay away from those mountainous routes, just do it. Flat roads limit fuel consumption. Mountainous roads, they murder the whole bottom line. Now on a more serious note, I really wish I could be that constant ray of sunshine giving you good news, but unfortunately, this is the reality of the market. Even though there is a pattern in this industry when it comes to load, there's seasonality, you should be prepared for a jump scare around every single corner. Now, a question I know I will get is it a good time to get into this industry? And the answer is, I'm not going to say no, but the answer is only if you know what you're getting yourself into. A newer carrier with a new MC number will have a harder time competing with the established or seasoned carriers in this market because those established and seasoned carriers are competing to the death among each other. And brokers will be more likely to give loads to carriers they either already know or who have built up some kind of reputation in this industry. That being said, if you still decide that, yes, I want to get into the trucking industry, here are my 2 cents. Number one, make sure you have a big safety net. And number two, don't hire drivers right away. The reality is, if you want to make money, and I mean turn a nice profit, you have to be driving for your own company. Now, the next question I'll get is, if you're a seasoned carrier who has been in this industry, is it time to get out? Now, I'm not going to be the one who tells you what to do or what not to do. I can only say what we are going to be doing, and we are going to continue rolling with the punches as long as we are at minimum breaking even. Thankfully, the trucking industry is the heart of the US economy and the market will eventually bounce back. Yes, perhaps not to the rates that were in 2021, but being profitable will be probable. So really, it's just about surviving the bad times. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video helpful. I hope I gave you some sort of insight, and I'll see you guys in the next video.